Welcome back to Biblical Greek Tidbits. Eİmī is the most frequent verb in the Greek New Testament. Eİmī occurs 2,462 times in the Greek New Testament. In addition, there are a total of 6 compounds of eİmī that occur 41 times. Of these compounds, parīmī is the most frequent, occurring 24 times in the Greek New Testament. In this presentation, we will provide conjugational forms and statistics for the verb eİmī, as well as some other general remarks. Do not confuse the word eİmī with the word eİmī, which is accented differently and is loosely glossed as I go. The word eİmī appears only in compound form, that is, with the prefixed prepositions apa, ek, epi, is, and sin in the Greek New Testament. Note, the compounds derived from eİmī look very similar to the compounds derived from eİmī. Before we delve into the presentation proper, we next take a look at the list of references used in the preparation of this presentation. Here's a list of references used for this presentation. If you want to take a closer look, please pause the video. Here's a list of definitions for eİmī from BDAG. You can see this is a considerably long list, so if you want to take a closer look, please pause the video. Here's a list of definitions of compounds of eİmī. We will not look further at these compounds in this presentation. Parīmī: 1. Be present. 2. To be available for use at one's disposal. Sin parīmī: to be in a place together with others, be together, be present with. Observe that this compound has 2 prepositions prefixed to eİmī. Eņēmī: 1. To be inside an area or object, be in. 2. To be within the limits of realization, it is possible. Apīmī: 2 words that are spelled the same. The first is derived from eİmī, the second is derived from eİmī. 1. Be absent/away. 2. To move from a position, go away, go, come. Exeīmī: 2 words that are spelled the same. The first is derived from eİmī, the second is derived from eİmī. 1. To depart from an area, go out, go away. 2. See existing in BDAG. Note, it seems that the second word, exeīmī, does not occur in that form in the Greek New Testament. There are 4 occurrences of the compound exeīmī derived from eİmī in the Greek New Testament. Synēmī: 2 words that are spelled the same. The first is derived from eİmī, the second is derived from eİmī. 1. Be with. 2. Come together. Note, the 2 compounds epīmī and eīmī are derived from eİmī and are not to be confused with the compounds derived from eİmī. Voice and aspect of the verb eİmī. According to reference 7, the Greek verb eİmī is vague with respect to tense, voice, and aspect. When Porter and his co-authors parse this verb, see reference 7, tense or voice is not stated. However, in step with most modern grammars and parsing provided in Accordance Bible software, reference 1. When parsing the verb eİmī for this presentation, we will give the tense, mood, person, and number. For participial forms of eİmī, we will give the tense, gender, and number. For infinitival forms of eİmī, we will give only the tense. The following slides give the two principal parts of eİmī and the conjugations for all the occurrences of eİmī, including the infinitival and participial forms of eİmī in the Greek New Testament. In the Greek New Testament, the verb eİmī only has the first two principal parts, as shown below. Eİmī, first principal part used for present and imperfect tenses. eīmī, second principal part used for future tense. In the following slides, we will give the full conjugations for eİmī in all moods for the present, imperfect, and future tenses. We will also provide forms for the participial and infinitival forms. Note, all the following slides except the tables of the present and future participial forms were based on information provided on page 432 of reference 7. The present indicative of the verb eİmī. The following table shows the conjugation of the verb eİmī in the present indicative forms. eİmī, estin, esmen, este, esin. Observe all the notes given below. For note 7, Porter, see pages 71 to 72 of reference 7, calls these forms unaugmented forms of eİmī because they are not prefixed by an additional epsilon. These words occur 1,429 times in the Greek New Testament. The imperfect indicative of the verb eİmī. The following table shows the conjugation of the verb eİmī in the imperfect indicative forms. Singular forms: eīmīn, /ista, in. Plural forms: eīmen/eīmethe, ite, eison. Note 1. Porter, see reference 7, pages 71 to 72, calls this conjugation the augmented forms of eİmī because they are augmented by an additional epsilon. The unaugmented forms shown on the previous slide are not augmented by prefixing an epsilon. For example, the first person singular augmented form shown above is derived as follows: epsilon plus s plus mean yields eīmīn. See reference 7 for the derivation of the other persons and numbers. Note 2. These words occur 456 times in the Greek New Testament. The future indicative of the verb eİmī. The following table shows the conjugation of the verb eİmī in the future indicative forms. Esome, esi, este, esamatha, esiste, esende. Note, these forms occur 186 times in the Greek New Testament. The subjunctive mood of the verb eİmī. The following table shows the conjugation of the verb eİmī in the subjunctive mood forms. O, is, omen, ite, osin. Note, these forms occur 70 times in the Greek New Testament. The imperative mood of the verb eİmī. The following table shows the conjugation of the verb eİmī in the imperative mood forms. Isti, esto, este, estoson. Note, these forms occur 21 times in the Greek New Testament. The optative mood of the verb eİmī. The following table shows the conjugation of the verb eİmī in the optative mood forms. Singular forms: eīn, eīs, eī. The plural forms: eīmen, eīmen, eīte/ite, eson/en. Note, these forms occur 12 times in the Greek New Testament. The present and future infinitival forms of the verb eİmī. The following is the present infinitival form of the verb eİmī, eine. Note, this form occurs 124 times in the Greek New Testament. The following is the future infinitival form of the verb eİmī, έσεσθε. Note, this form occurs 4 times in the Greek New Testament. The present participial form of the verb eİmī. The following tables show the present participial forms of the verb eİmī. These tables are complete even though some of the forms do not occur in the Greek New Testament. Masculine nominative, genitive, dative, and accusative forms are on, ondos, ondi, onda. The feminine forms are ousa, ousis, ousi, ouson, and the neuter forms are on, ondos, ondi, on. The plural forms in the nominative, genitive, dative, and accusative forms are masculine, ondes, ondon, ousin, ondos. The feminine forms are ouse, ouson, ouses, ousos. The neuter forms are onda, ondon, ousin, onda. These forms occur 159 times in the Greek New Testament. The future participial form of the verb eİmī. The following table shows the singular, accusative future participial forms of the verb eİmī. The masculine form is esomenon, feminine esomenin, neuter esomenon. The singular neuter accusative form esomenon occurs 1 time in the Greek New Testament at Luke 22:49. No other forms occur in the Greek New Testament. This presentation provides all the forms of eİmī that occur in the Greek New Testament. These occur 2,462 times. All frequencies were determined using Accordance Bible Software version 13. This presentation did not deal with the compounds of the verb eİmī except for basic definitions of lexical forms. These compounds occur 41 times in the Greek New Testament. The most common compound of the verb eİmī is the verb paremi, which occurs 24 times in the Greek New Testament. We also made mention of the Greek verb eİmī, which is an entirely different word from eİmī. It is easy to confuse the compounds of eİmī and eİmī. Thank you for watching this presentation. As usual, I defer to real scholars on all matters of biblical Greek.